The rally was already loud, but when Donald Trump spotted Barack Obama's name on a sign waved by the crowd, the atmosphere cracked open. Trump leaned into the microphone and began to shout, his voice tearing through the cheers. He accused Obama of betrayal, of weakness, of destroying the country. His words echoed like a drumbeat, each one sharper than the last. The audience roared, sensing the rising storm. But the moment that froze the air came when Trump suddenly screamed Obama's name, dragging it out with raw fury, as though the former president himself was standing before him. The cry was not just anger, it was a challenge, a declaration that Trump would never stop pointing the finger at Obama. People in the arena gasped at the volume, at the venom, at the sheer audacity of the attack. Phones shot up instantly, recording every second. Within minutes, clips spread online with captions screaming the same word, "Trump loses it." Commentators, bloggers, even comedians rushed to react. But no one expected what came next, because Obama did not remain silent. At another event, standing calm before an audience that had been waiting for his response, Barack Obama addressed the chaos in a single razor-sharp line that turned Trump's scream into a punchline and left the nation stunned. Donald Trump had chosen the rally as his stage to unleash old grievances. Surrounded by red banners, flashing lights, and a sea of supporters chanting his name, he launched into a tirade that circled back again and again to Barack Obama. He painted Obama as the origin of every problem, from foreign policy to the economy, hammering his points with dramatic pauses that kept the audience hooked. The chants grew louder. "Lock him up! Lock him up!" Trump smirked and fanned the flames, shouting over them, "He's the reason America fell behind. He's the reason we fight every day to take our country back." Obama, meanwhile, was across the country attending a forum on leadership, a calm and measured event compared to Trump's chaos. He spoke to students, activists, and veterans, people who had come not for spectacle but for guidance. Yet even there, the noise from Trump's rally pierced through, amplified by media coverage that couldn't resist broadcasting the clash of two presidents, one current in ambition and one firmly in history. Journalists framed the moment as inevitable. Trump could not resist invoking Obama, and Obama could not avoid being pulled back into the ring. Commentators described it as the clash of styles that had defined modern American politics. Trump's thunder against Obama's composure. And then came the turning point. The recordings of Trump screaming Obama's name at the rally spread so fast that by the next morning, news networks were looping the clip endlessly. The tone of his scream, part rage, part desperation, became the subject of memes, talk shows, and heated debates. Was it strength? Was it unhinged? By the time Obama stepped to the podium at his own event, every reporter in the room was waiting for one thing: his answer. The tension exploded once the clip of Trump's scream reached Obama's audience. Reporters pressed forward, demanding a reaction, while pundits framed the moment as a breaking point in the long rivalry. Trump doubled down in follow-up interviews, shouting that Obama was the greatest fraud in American history and accusing him of hiding secrets that had crippled the nation. His words rattled across networks, igniting fierce arguments. Supporters hailed him as fearless, the man who dared to scream at a former president. Critics warned that his behavior revealed instability and desperation. Crowds outside Trump's rally sites began chanting Obama's name back at him, some mocking, some enraged. Counter-protesters clashed with Trump supporters in streets where the echo of that scream turned into a political weapon. Every chant, every sign carried the imprint of that single moment, magnified and distorted until it seemed larger than the rally itself. Inside studios, panels tore at the issue. Analysts replayed the scream in slow motion, dissecting tone, body language, and timing. Was Trump cornering himself by obsessing over Obama? Or was he strategically reigniting the rivalry to galvanize his base? Heated arguments filled the airwaves as guests shouted over one another, reflecting the split across the country. Obama's silence at first only sharpened the suspense. Each hour he refrained from answering made the anticipation heavier. Supporters of Trump mocked the quiet as weakness, claiming Obama had no words to strike back. Others saw the restraint as dignified, a refusal to descend into chaos. Social media became a battlefield of memes. Trump's scream on one side, Obama's composed face on the other. The clash of styles became more powerful than any policy debate. By the time Obama finally took the stage at his own event, the weight of expectation was unbearable. Everyone knew a confrontation was coming. The question was not if he would respond, but how sharp his words would cut. The room fell silent as Barack Obama leaned into the microphone. Reporters froze, pens in hand, cameras locked, waiting for the strike. He smiled faintly as though the storm outside barely touched him. Then, with perfect calm, he delivered the line that would ricochet across the nation. When someone has to scream your name to feel powerful, it means they've already lost the argument. The crowd erupted in laughter and applause, the release of tension so sharp it felt like thunder. The words cut through Trump's scream like a blade through air, turning rage into ridicule. In one sentence, Obama had transformed Trump's fury into weakness. Clips of the remark spread instantly. Within minutes, hashtags like #alreadylost and Obama one-liner trended worldwide. Late-night shows replayed the moment on loop, comedians weaving it into their monologues. Even international outlets picked it up, framing it as the ultimate contrast between two visions of leadership. One screaming, one steady, one desperate, one disciplined. Trump's reaction was immediate and explosive. He fired back on social media in all caps, accusing Obama of disrespect, fraud, and cowardice. He raged during interviews, calling the one-liner cheap theater and pathetic. But the more he shouted, the more the line stuck. Every outburst only made Obama's calm delivery echo louder. Commentators declared it a masterclass in political timing. The scream may have dominated headlines for 24 hours, but the one-liner swallowed the weak. Obama's restraint, followed by precision, had flipped the story upside down, leaving Trump's fury looking like a setup for his own defeat. For millions of viewers, the one-liner wasn't just a comeback. It was a statement about dignity, power, and control, a reminder that sometimes the sharpest weapon in politics isn't volume, but precision. In the days that followed, the scream and the one-liner became inseparable. Every conversation about Trump's rage ended with Obama's response. Every meme pairing Trump's red-faced outburst with Obama's calm smile only widened the contrast. America wasn't just watching two men spar, it was witnessing two completely different visions of leadership clash in real time. Supporters of Trump clung to the idea that his fury proved strength, that shouting Obama's name showed he was still fighting against the so-called elite. But for many others, Obama's single sentence lingered as a reminder of composure under fire. It wasn't simply a joke. It was a definition of power, that true strength doesn't need to scream. Newsrooms, podcasts, and dinner tables replayed the exchange endlessly. The scream was raw energy, but the one-liner was history. It turned into a phrase repeated by students in classrooms, echoed in political ads, and carved into the collective memory of a divided nation. Even weeks later, when Trump tried to move the spotlight back onto his campaign promises, the echo of Obama's words trailed him. Each time he raised his voice at rallies, critics fired back with the same refrain: "He's already lost the argument." The more he pushed, the more the phrase returned, immortalizing Obama's calm strike as a cultural moment. In the end, the confrontation crystallized the split that defined American politics. Trump screaming for dominance, Obama crushing him with calm precision, and the people left to choose which voice they believed represented the future of the country.